In today's video, I'm going to take a look at gold. I'm of the opinion it probably has completed the long intermediate decline that it's been stuck in for the last almost 4 months. So a couple things stand out to me. We've completed 6 daily cycles within this larger intermediate cycle. In order for gold to make another lower low, we would have to have 7 daily cycles. I don't believe I have ever seen an intermediate cycle that has 7 daily cycles embedded within it. And it's very rare to even see an intermediate cycle that has 6 daily cycles embedded within it. Something else I want to point out, as this process was unfolding, I noted that the T1 pattern in play, that the first leg of a T1 pattern establishes the magnitude. This was about 350 points from this March bottom to this top. Then you get the sideways consolidation, the midpoint consolidation. Then the next leg up, second leg, is roughly the same magnitude as the first, usually comes up a little bit short. And then the final component to the T1 pattern is that the corrective phase usually comes down to test this midpoint consolidation. So we did that at the end of November. Gold finally broke this support at 1850, and I did one or two videos that I noted that these multiple tests of a support zone, they usually break, and when it did, that unleashed the bloodbath phase. That is characteristic of the end of an intermediate correction, and that is they run from 5 to 7 days. It's just panic selling. Usually, the market just goes down day after day, and then at some point, then you just kind of run out of sellers, and then that's the bottom. And so we've got a lot of parameters have been met here that suggest to me that we've probably hit the final bottom. Like I said, we got the bloodbath phase, characteristic of a final sell-off. We've got the retest of this midpoint consolidation zone in this overall T1 pattern. We've got a nice move off of the bottom, although I'm not sure we're ready to just V-launch out of this. It's not unusual, especially when you get a correction that has run this long. You've kind of frustrated everybody, and so it's hard to develop any bullish sentiment, and sentiment needs to become bullish to draw buyers in. Buyers are what will push a V-shaped rally, and a correction that has run this long, you've pretty much kicked off all of the buyers. The only people left are the really hardcore, long-term, buy and hold type investors. And we need to bring in traders in order to get some momentum behind this move. So I'm not sure we are ready to. I'm not sure gold is ready to develop any momentum yet. It may and very likely will have to churn through the rest of December. We could even retest this low again, although I think that's probably unlikely. I think more likely is we're probably just going to kind of churn sideways, say between I don't know, let's call it 1900 and 1800 in this 100-point range here. I think we're just going to churn sideways, frustrate traders a little more, and then sometime in January we'll start to get some upside momentum where you can take a position and actually make some money without constantly 2 steps forward, 1 step back type behavior that we're still seeing right now. Anyway, we're not holding any overbought levels on the momentum oscillators, and that's a sign that the intermediate, advancing phase of the intermediate cycle is underway as the oscillators get overbought and they stay overbought. And we're not showing that kind of behavior just yet. So I'm not convinced that we're ready to continue. I mean, this looked promising here at the very beginning, a kind of a V-shaped rally, but then it's since has backed off and could not hold this support and resistance zone at 1850. So once gold came back down and broke back below 1850, that kind of, in my mind anyway, it kind of took away the V-shaped recovery type rally to kick off the intermediate cycle, and it became more likely at that point that we were going to have to grind for a few more weeks before we can get any upside momentum. But I'm pretty much convinced that this retest of the midpoint consolidation zone of this overall T1 pattern has completed the intermediate cycle low. It's just we probably just got a couple more weeks of frustrating back and forth churning before we can develop some upside momentum in the metals.